The Biden administration wants you to forget that Joe Biden mishandled classified documents, but Americans are not going to forget anytime soon, because Special Counsel Robert Hur is going to testify on, quote, sympathetic, unquote, old man Joe Biden's classified docs before Congress. He's scheduled to testify next month regarding his report on Biden's handling of classified documents. The report found that Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials, but it did not recommend criminal charges against Trump. According to the sources, Hur will appear before the House Judiciary Committee with Jim Jordan as the chairman on March 12th for a public hearing. Hur's report highlights Biden's significantly limited memory as a factor in not establishing guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The report acknowledges that Biden would likely present himself as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory during trial. And Hur further believes it would be difficult to convince a jury to convict a former president in his 80s of a serious felony requiring willfulness. Well, isn't that interesting? They sure don't mind going after Trump, who's in his near 80s. And yes, they have a difference in cognitive ability, as we're going to see in a minute, where Karine Jean-Pierre won't even talk about Biden getting a cognitive test or acknowledge that he would. But nonetheless, if there's one justice system, everybody should be treated fairly. So why is Biden having no charges recommended, but Trump, even though he was the president and he was allowed to have the documents that he had, and he did have the declassification power, the power of the executive shall be vested in a president. That's the U.S. Constitution. So if that's the case, Trump definitely should have had his charges dropped as well. It just seems like the administrative state, the DOJ, is using this classified documents thing to hold over the head of presidents and former presidents. So we'll see exactly what comes forth in this poll, but rather than Biden getting criminal charges, the worst thing for him is going to be that the public is going to be more exposed to the fact that he's experiencing significant cognitive decline. It's not a joke. It's everybody ages. It's something that's part of life. It's just part of life for everyone. But with that being said, we need to think about who we want as the next president. And Donald Trump, his age is definitely his mental age is definitely younger. Let's listen to Karine and see what she says about Biden's cognitive.
Any updates on when the president's physical might be taking place?
So he will have a physical when we have information on that. So obviously, we will certainly share that with all of you. It will be transparent. There will be a comprehensive report, as we have done the last 2 years. Just don't have a timeline for you.
Do you plan on the press getting a heads up before the physical happens, or will we find out once it has taken place?
We're going to do it the way that we've done it the last 2 years. It's not going to be anything different. So the way that we've approached this the last 2 years will be the same way that we do this this third year.
Does the White House think that the idea of the president taking a cognition test, a cognitive test, as a part of this physical is a legitimate idea, particularly just on the heels of the special counsel report, more polling, as my colleague Selena just mentioned, showing that many American people have concerns about that?
Look, I got this question last week as well, and I'm just going to say what Dr. O'Connor, it's kind of what he said to me about a year ago when the report came out last year, obviously on his physical, which is the president proves every day how he operates, how he thinks, right? But by dealing with world leaders, by making really difficult decisions on behalf of the American people, whether it's...
And that tells you everything you need to know. She does not explicitly say he'll take a cognitive test. She only says the president proves every day that he's mentally fit. Well, that's not a cognitive test. And if you want to go off that basis, his cognitive abilities based on what the public perceives, his ability to interact with foreign leaders and to execute the duties of his office, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. So this is going to be bad political news for Biden, and he's just continuing to sink in the polls. Donald Trump needs to be reelected to build the border wall and end the endless wars that's been present under the deep state. Hey, if you enjoyed this update, give the video a thumbs up, comment, let us know what you think, subscribe and follow if you're not already, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.